Well, stay tuned because I'm going to tell you some simple things that you probably don't even think about of why it's not working. So join me. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of, for those of you that don't know me, I've been an esthetician and a holistic esthetician for over 40 years. So I've seen my, not only in my skin at 73, but I've seen how, trying different things, they just don't seem to respond. And I think back all the years ago that we didn't have the technology that we do today. But oh my God, things are changing so fast. But what I want to do is come on and talk to you about something that you probably don't even think of, or some of you don't think of. And that is why your skincare, you buy the best or you have simple skincare routines and it's just not working. Well, let me tell you something. Your skin's not working. It kind of jumped the gun a long time ago. So let me give you a brief biology lesson. We start aging at 25, and we lose 1% of our blood flow, our fascia, our lymph drainage, and collagen. And then about 45, when we start thinking about going through perimenopause, in just 5 short years, we just go through and we use 30% of our collagen, collagen production. And why is that? Why is that? And then about 60, we have another milestone that you can really notice what's going on in the skin. And so stay tuned. I'm going to go over some things that, like I said, you probably don't think of. And the most important thing is we've got to activate our skin. I know so many of you, I'm not the best at this, but so many of you have a good exercise program and a good eating. You don't eat, all the bad things that we're told because, we want to live, we're living longer today, and we're going to, even our grandkids right now are even going to live longer. But what we're finding out, and this is something that came into my business less than 10 years ago, and I never even thought about it, about your lymph drainage, your blood flow, your fascia release. And so I started studying that. There was so much more classes that were coming out. And I realized as I look at my clients, and I'm going to show you some tools, that their skin is stuck. They've got, as you can tell, here, this is just loose skin. They've got fascia, which is a netting. I'll put a picture up. A netting that attaches to the muscle. And it houses all of our hyaluronic acid, our nutrients, our vitamins, all the things necessary to keep that skin hydrated. So if your skin is dry, excessively dry, you know that that's turned into probably an old sponge. Also, most important, that go hand in hand is lymph drainage. And remember, like I said, your biology class, your skin is your largest organ. But what does it do? It detoxifies. It expels toxins from your body. And if you think how many toxins we get in just a daytime, and if it's clogged, you can't get the blood supply, which is thickened as you age. You think about a person at 70, and this started at 25, they've got less than 50% of lymph drainage, fascia, blood flow going to the skin. So how is it, how's it going to get in and activate those cells? And what you're going to be seeing And I'm going to do more on, I'm going to break it down on different things like what are growth factors, what are stem cells, what are this, because I don't want to make these so long that you don't listen to them, because that's not helping me any. But so we start doing, I was trained by Jane Mann in Vegas, and she's just the pioneer in aesthetics in developing this. Fascia release, lymph drainage for the face. Of course, that's done. You know, think of lymphoma. I mean, what causes lymphoma? That's clogged. You know, that's your lymph system does not have a pump. It doesn't have a beat, so it has to be manual. Your main lymph systems are in your head and here, that drain out through the armpits, and then down in your groin area. That's another major detoxification area. And a lot of massage therapists nowadays are doing lymph drainage, which I think is fantastic, because it's going to make you look different and it's going to make your body react differently. Sometimes, you know, when I started experimenting with it, when I was in Las Vegas training, I had so much, I have a tendency to get here and see these right here, you know. So then I started recognizing it in people, and I can spot it right away around the eye area. It's just puffy. Their skin looks wrinkled like an apple that has just been sitting out for a long time. That's called glycation. And those are the things that we start seeing as we start aging. And again, it starts in our 40s. You're going to start seeing glycation like in this area here, in this here. And glycation is caused by sugar, you know, that magic word that we're all addicted to, binding with your proteins. And that is another thing for insulin resistance too. So I wanted to show you a couple things so you can activate your skin. There's, like I was saying, there's a new word, senescence, and that is one of the new, and it's not coming from the United States. All the studies and stuff come from Europe and Asia, because their concept is, in Western aesthetics, we're still doing excessive peeling. We're using the alpha hydroxy acids. We're peeling, we're lasering, we're this. We're doing surface damage. We've been doing this for 40 years. And again, retin A causes your dermis after 5 years to thin substantially. Not saying that it's not the best thing in the world, but we've got products today that they don't cause that inflammation. You don't want to be causing inflammation. You want that skin to be healthy, just like we're making our body and our microbiome bodies healthy. We're trying to, because I'm going to say one of the other trends going forward is probiotic skincare. And probiotic skincare is because everyone's microbiome, or what we were taught is skin mantle, is inflamed because of jumping to this, doing excessive peels. So the skin, you know, the other thing for our skin is to keep things out. So if we get stuff built up so much, how is all that expensive skincare going to get in? You know, think about it. Our body's meant to keep things out. So that's what I wanted to show you today. And I'm not going to sell you $1,000 worth of skincare. I want you to pull out what you have. And I'm going to show you what to do. The first thing I'm going to show you, and the problem that I see with people, is improper cleansing. Either they don't cleanse at night, which is terrible, because, you know, so many clients, and I've heard this for 40 some years. Oh, I don't wear makeup. Well, makeup is going to protect your skin more than it's going to harm your skin. Most makeups. You've got to get the toxins that have come out of your body, just like they have come out of your digestive tract. They've got to come out also through that organ. So you've got to get a good cleanse going, and especially if you've got sunscreen on. You don't want to go to bed with sunscreen on. So I just started thinking about this, and I'm all about making things easy, because I'm one of those type of people, and it's hard to believe that, you know, I have bought every most expensive microcurrent, radio frequency, all these types of things, but you know what? They last, I do them for about a month, and then they go in the drawer. And a couple years ago, I sold a fabulous product, and it was called the Zip, and I sold it to so many clients. All the clients that I sold that to that many years ago, 2 years ago, they don't use it today. Why? Because you have to take the time. We don't have time. We've got so much going on. I think our days shorten, you know. So I've kind of developed some easy things to do with some. You've all heard of gua sha, and you know, it's you know, you can go on social media and everybody's gua sha. Well, there's a point to that. And I mean, 10,000 years ago, they used sticks and spoons and things like that. That's why Asian skin is so beautiful. And I'm a big, I use mostly Korean skincare and Asian skincare because they are treating the skin like you do with your vitamins and your healthy eating habits. They treat the skin to be healthy, not harm it. And I took that approach when I became holistic, you know, about 15 years ago. And I started using Korean skincare because they're the skincare capital of the world, because they are putting nutrients in the skin. They have exosomes, which I'm going to talk about on another video. They are, I call them skin submarines because it gives you a visual. But they will transport the nutrients and the peptides, growth factors, stem cells down into the dermis, where it's going to nourish the skin and activate that. And back what I was saying, senescence is zombie cells. And that's what we get when we're older. And you, like I said, you see it in the puffiness and the sagging and so forth. So, and we're learning so much about those, but they can be activated. And, you know, your cells in all over your body, especially your skin, and what I'm talking about, is it's all like a telephone system, all like our cell phones. It's all messaging. Messaging this cell to do this cell to do this cell to do this. And we have to increase that as we get older. So I like my clients to, the first thing to do is to do a really good cleanse at night. And I've said this before, but there's a 4-hour period at night where your skin is, your whole body's repairing itself. So you want to get that skin prepared. So even if you don't do anything in the morning, you got to do it at night. And for some of my clients, some of my clients, I have them do it when they get home, you know, after dinner. Because you know how we get so tired and we're sitting in our chairs watching something, all of a sudden we're sleeping, then we don't feel like washing our face. So anyway, there's several things that I do. And the first thing is I'm going to start with my knuckles. I'm going to put a lymph drainage picture up there. And I want you to look at it. So it's starting here. And it's coming down all the way through. And it's all the way coming here. You can watch it on there. And it's draining. And here's some ports. It's draining here and into this area, and it comes across and gets exported out of your armpits, which is your drainage ports there. Remember, it doesn't have a heart beating it. You know, there's no pump that we have on our lymph system. So what do? I like to, at nighttime, and it feels so good, I like to take a good creamy creamy cleanser, creamy gel cleanser, whatever. And I start working my knuckles. You can work your fingers. I work my knuckles, and I start here, and I'm moving this. We're working this so we can start releasing that lymph, especially behind the ears, bringing it down, activating. Take your fingers and work here. And I want it to just start emptying these, moving your fascia. And, if I sat here and did this for the next few minutes, there would be a total difference in one side of my face. I should have done it before I came on camera. But anyway, that's what we need to do. We need to do a couple minute, even if it's a minute, massage, working it here, working it. And then you want to bring it down, okay? I work it here, and I bring it down, and I just pump it out my armpits. So that works great for nighttime I want you to cleanse your skin at night. The other thing that I love, and you've heard so much about it, is a gua sha. And I don't even have, I think all the ones I used to have are broken and somewhere. But Jane Mann, who trained me several years ago, came out with the Anma. And this is a combination Anma, trigger point massage, and lymph drainage and fascia release. It's got the teeth right here. This is the forehead. You can see how the top of it has just kind of gone down like you would see on a gua sha. What I do, this is so easy to do. At nighttime while you're watching TV, you can take this. I always like to start back here because you can take it, move this like this, get this going. It's going to make you sleep so much better. Drain this out of there. And you don't use a lot of pressure because your fascia, your first layer of fascia, is right underneath that first layer of skin, and the other one's deeper down in you. But your lymph is right at the surface too. So if you practice this, I guarantee you, if you do it for 2 weeks, you're going to see a difference in your skin. You're going to see a difference in the first key is going to be, it's going to get hydrated because it's going to activate those senescent cells, those zombie cells, to start coming alive, waking up from their hibernation, and start putting nutrients and water and hydration into your skin. You're going to see whatever skincare you have stuffed underneath your drawers, you're going to see that working better because it's able to get in. You don't have all your clogged pores. Most of those exosomes and things are going through your hair follicle. Well, if you're not properly taking care of your skin, they're clogged. So all that expensive skincare that you're using, by the way, you don't need to use expensive, is not getting through. And you will have like a crust-like look to your skin. You won't have a pretty texture. But back to my Amwa. This has trigger points. So if you know anything about trigger points, these have the 2 thumbs. So I will do this and follow the trigger points. I will lift this and activate this. But let's go back to where I started it when I got off on my tangent. Work it on the back of your head. Work it at just like your hairdresser does. And you want to work that and just lightly do it everywhere. And just very, very lightly. And like I said, I like to take it and I like to move this way, move it out of here, get rid of that fatty looking chest. We get all that puffiness all on here. Work it on that bone because there's a lymph port right there that I always work on. And so just kind of work this you can take the two teeth and you can work it this way, and you can work it this way, and you can, again, you can, on YouTube, Jane has a gazillion videos on how to use this thing. But it has been my favorite tool ever. And it's, I mean, it's like $60. It's crazy. So you're draining that, you're draining the eyes, and if you've got puffy eyes, you know you have lymph stagnation. And then across the top, you can, for hair growth, so many of us are getting so thin on the top. This really activates your hair growth. It works on your body. It works on the back of your legs. I mean, and the thing is, it doesn't take forever. You can do it in your car. You can do it while you're sitting in the morning. In the shower, you can have one of these in the shower and you're working it. You can do it while watching TV. It's just not one of those things you have to just plug in the device, put on your glide gel and start working away. Just, it really works. But anyway, this is one of my favorites, and I use it. I try to use it. Now, my husband's having some stomach disorders, and he's been going to physical therapy, and they have him, actually, he's using this on his stomach to just start moving things around for constipation and stuff. So, and then once you've, you know, just kind of buzzed your skin, then you can take the top part and you can move this. You can move it this way, and come down here. We're emptying now. And like I said, I have a tendency to get really clogged right in here. And you can just really work this, especially people that are my age. You really have to work this, or this just gets enormous. And you just want to work all that out of there because it's stuck. You know, your drains are stuck. And I, you know, to make things easy, I can go into the medical terminology, but it's like when you have to put Drano in your pipes. That's exactly what we're getting this, you know, we're piping it out. That's what we're doing. And so the skin submarines can get in there, and that's your exosomes and your serums and so forth. And you're going to see a difference in your skin in no time. If you did this every day for, you know, just like I said, some of those time periods, whether it's cleansing in the shower or doing something at night or watching TV, you're going to see a big difference in your skin. And I can see it, like, I will take this because I have a tendency to get really, you know, everybody in my age group hates these things, and they start making their appearance about in our late 40s. So, and work on your lips. All right. Now, this is just one device. I've seen, now then you have these devices, and these work about the same thing, and that's how you use them. I mean, there's lots of directions. Working on your 11s here. But this has taken the place of these. Then Osmosis has this one. But again, you don't need to spend big money. Like I said, you could use spoons. You know, that's, people, when they come into my, when I do a facial, I don't care who they are, what their age is. I do a lymph drainage and I do a fascia release because I want the ampules, which are the, my ampules, I call them, the ones that are going to make a big difference in your skin. I want them to be reaching down in there. Sometimes I will do cupping, and I have to have the skin, but then I will just work it up like this. And the cupping, and they've done this for centuries, absolute centuries. So if I'm real bad, sometimes I'll take these cups, and they're like a little suction, and I will move them just to get it, because I see some really stagnation. And if I'm going to make a difference in that woman's skin or man's skin, I need to drain it. And I want, because the products that I use are they're come from medical grade in Korea and Spain and all those different places. They're high performance, very high performance. So why would I waste a $60 vial on someone's face in a treatment if their skin is so clogged it's not going in? So this was just another thing that I taught. So the other thing is not using your skincare properly, not using your serums properly. Always think thinnest to thickest. So if you're taking, one thing that came up when I really got into the high performance serums is I had my clients say, well, I don't use it every day because I paid so much for it. I don't want to. Well, why'd you buy it? I mean, you bought that to improve your skin, right? So why aren't you using it every day? You know, you're going backwards. So don't think that just because you spent $300 on a serum that you have to save it and only use it once in a while. That's not going to work. The one thing that's going to work is, like I said, making your skin come alive, making it be healthy. And just, that's why I'm still working today. The science and the studies that they're doing, just like what I was talking about, the zombie cells that we have, they can be activated. They can start talking to each other again, and your fascia can be filled with the nutrients to nurture your skin. And that's not going to take too long to do. Just like when you start an exercise program, it's a pain, but it works. And for those of you that exercise all the time, this is what you do. This is what you do for your whole body. So the other thing is about skincare is you're not using the skincare that's properly for your season. I mean, what season it is, or the age of your skin. So you see a 40-year-old influencer on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube telling you that this product is so good and you used it for a whole 2 weeks and it's going to change you. Well, what is it going to do if your skin's 70? That doesn't make sense. So you've got to be very careful. You've got to think, okay, what does my skin need? And there's certain things in certain age groups from the 40s to the 50s, starting in the 40s. Well, actually, I start them earlier. You need to really activate those collagen cells because, like I told you, they're going away by 30% in 5 years. So, and collagen is what our skin is totally made of. You're not going to find a cream that has collagen in it. Why? Molecule's too big. It's not going anywhere. Our skin is meant to keep things out. It's those hair follicles that are going to transport the exosomes and that technology, what I call the skin submarines, into making your skin healthier. The other thing, and like I said, you're not using. I like to have, of course, I have people that want minimal. And I'm not one. I always say that whatever you started on when you were younger, if you started on a routine of cleansing, toning, and putting a hydrator on or a moisturizer, you've already accomplished half the battle. And I've said this before, when I was in Mary Kay in the late 70s and early 80s, we could not sell the basic 5 all by itself. You had to use the whole system, and I know why, and I do that. If I'm going to recommend something, let's say, to start skincare, I have all different price skincare, and it always just, okay, I want to know, what are you going to do? What's convenient for you? I don't want you if you're used to barely cleansing your skin at night and putting on a moisturizer, I'm not going to give you 1,000, serums to use, because you're not going to do it. You're going to do, okay, what does your skin need? Do you have glycation? Do you have fascia clogged? Is your, that's what I want to know. And I can tell by looking at someone's face whether or not what the health of their skin is. It's all about aging gracefully. And if we're living longer, we want to look better. And like I said, I'm still working. I want to look decent. I have the hiccups. I'm so sorry. But, kind of search out Jane Mann. I'll put her name up there. And I sell these on my website. And this is just a little bit of why our face isn't responding, and we're using the wrong products for our skin and our age. We're not working with them, and the skin's not clean. And it doesn't mean that you have to go and have an acid peel, because then you've got another problem. You've compromised your microbiome, so now your skin's inflamed. And that's what I started to say earlier in this. I see a big trend in probiotic skincare coming out, because that's what we've got to establish, we've got to repair that microbiome on the face. That's the first thing. And I'm telling you, 85-90% of the people that come in have a microbiome problem on their skin, because it's red. If you've got red in here and red here, you've got a problem. We've got to correct that. And so anyway, I want to cut this, but I'm going to have some of the things where I'm going to kind of explain what a growth factor is, what ages and what serums you should use in your 40s, what serums you should use in your 50s, 60s, and 70s. And I'm beyond 60. I mean, my station is beyond 60. I'm beyond 70. But hopefully that'll help you make some decisions. And I'm open to a call from you where you can send me your pictures. I will do an evaluation of your face and products, and I'll tell you. And I want to know what products you have that aren't they're not past their due date. So I want to help you. I want to help you get rid of all that stuff and make the right choices and follow the people that are in your age group, because they're the ones that are doing the experimenting. They're the ones that are figuring this out. But anyway, I want you to remember something. If you're not a fan, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, and you will be notified on my next. And visit my website and look at some of the different things. I'm going to be adding a lot of different products on there. Starter kits from Korea that it doesn't break the bank for you to start with. And so anyway, thanks for letting me what's the word? Just bore you to death. I hope not. Go on my rampages here, but I know what I'm talking about. I haven't been doing this. I just didn't fall off the turnip truck. So thank you, and I hope you have a great day.